Hi everyone, I am back with episode number 2. Today we are going to be going over two 12 by 12 pocket pages, and I am going to be scrapbooking this first one of us having breakfast, getting up in the morning, and getting ready to go on the trip to the parks. I am going through some of the sticker sheets, die cuts, and different things like that as I did on my previous video to kind of figure out how I want to lay this out. I super liked that 3x4 card that had the kind of quarter of the or half of the Mickey head. So I added some of those word strips that I thought looked really cute in the kind of ear of the mouse. And then I had kind of a blank space in that top right photo. And you can see the back or the front, I'm sorry, of another bus. And I wanted to kind of cover that up or mask it so it wasn't so obvious. So I added in that banner piece, and then I had that little star die cut that I'm adding as well. Now, the photo in the bottom left, again, I apologize for it being kind of a glare on it, but it's a photo of my daughter with her head kind of in the pillows with one of her stuffed animals. That's a Bambi. It's one of those pillow pets. And I thought that dream piece of chipboard was cute because she was sleeping there. And you can see there in the kind of middle 3x4 card, she is holding her kitty cat that she got at one of the parks. And her hair is like super crazy, so I thought that was super fun. This card that I'm working on right now, I just want to add some clustering here because it's a pretty plain card. It just has the red and white stripe on it. So I am kind of clustering up some of the different die cuts and things. And I think I put a string on the tag, if I'm not mistaken. Usually I don't like having those tags without something, but I guess we'll see together. This layout I did in July, and it is October. So I just have to remember what I did. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast, so it's amazing that I can remember anything that I did scrapbooking wise from July. So I wanted to add some texture to this. You can see I added some stitching around that card, and I had placed that sticker down before I did the stitching, but because I wanted to not stitch through that little ticket, I pulled it back up. And then I added some thread behind it. I just like the texture of it. So I have the white stitching around the card, and then I have kind of a cluster of black thread behind that Emit One ticket. You can see there I added some more stitching, just some zigzag stitching, again adding more texture. I really like how the stitching looks in this album. Because all the cards are all the same, I just felt like that was just another element I could bring to it that made the layout a little more unique because of the kit kind of, looking all the same, obviously. So just trying to keep that theme throughout. And I have these enamel dots here, or kind of like, look like brads, but they're stickers, and I added one to that Mickey card. And in the bottom right hand photo, you can see I had some Mickey washi tape that has like little Mickey hands. So I just add that as a base and then put the little arrow and then added one of those enamel Mickey heads. Now I'm looking through the little sticker sheets. I absolutely love this little sticker pack. It has some great elements in it, and these word stickers are great if you just want to add a little bit more to the layout. So you can see there I added a little word strip to the banners that were in the top right photo. And then now I'm just kind of going through and seeing what else I can do. I added that little star sticker. I thought the "This is where magic happens" is a little plain, so I just added a little sticker to zhuzh it up a bit. And then I am seeing what else I can add. That photo of my daughter is so super cute with her hair crazy, so I added that Dream Big sticker. And I'm just kind of showing you what those cards look like. So here's the other page that I'm going to be doing today on video. And again, I had some elements already laid out. I had that frame already sitting there. That 3x4 card is pretty plain, so I thought that would be a great place for some of those frames. I have a whole pack of those frames, and I did struggle a bit using those throughout this spread, or the album, I should say. But you're going to see probably towards the end I try to use them more because I had so many left. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't have all these frames left over. So I use them quite a bit more as the pages go on. But for this layout, I did use the little frame with a smile. I kind of like how it layers on top of each other. And then that love, I just paired that up with the blue stripe card, which I thought was super cute. Here I'm adding these balloons. This card already kind of had kind of a collage look to it, so I added a balloon there, and I thought that went well with the collage. It added a little bit more interest and texture to it. I'm adding this happy place square. These squares on the sticker sheet, that was another thing that I really struggled with. So I ended up punching, I don't know, quite a few of them with a circle punch. You're going to see here I'm using that now. And I did that kind of throughout the layout. I either used like simple circle punch, or I did use kind of a scallopy circle punch. In this case, I wanted to punch it out, but I thought it blended in a little bit too much with the background. So I am mounting it on some black cardstock, and I just think that makes it stand up just a bit more and give a bit more interest to the sticker, and it kind of separates it from the background. So here I'm just peeling the background off, the backing off, and then adding it to the circle there. So that one I'm going to add to the little fire pit area where my daughter was roasting marshmallows. They had a little event at the park, or not the park, I'm sorry, the hotel. And so I got a picture of her roasting marshmallows. So I just add a little bit of a banner there to that circle I punched out, and now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this bottom left photo. I have some negative space there because there's just water, so I want to add a little bit more into that. So I'm going to bunch up some of this black thread like I did on the joining side, and I thought that really looked cute with this happy chipboard piece. Just add some more texture and dimension, and you'll see that I'm doing some of this nesting with the string kind of throughout the layouts. I don't probably do it as much as I should have, or I kind of, you do a couple of them and you kind of have a theme and you do the same thing, and then you kind of forget, oh yeah, I did that thread clustering thing on the first couple pages and I haven't done it in 20 pages. So sometimes you kind of forget what you did, or you do it a couple times and you kind of forget to come back to it since you're doing the album pages, not all on the same day. But I do really like how that looks. I love the texture that it gives, especially when you have that negative space. You can add that clustering, and I think it really adds a lot to the photo. Oh, sorry about that. My cat just knocked something over, so it made a big bang on the ground. Now I am working with these little bitty die cut pieces, and I punched one and then I just added the thread through it. I believe I used some embroidery floss for this because I wanted it to be a little thicker, and I thought these looked really cute, kind of dangling on the page. So I'm going to tie the ends in a knot, and then I'm just going to glue them down. They're not really going to be hanging. I believe I glue both the string and the die cut just so it doesn't move around too much in the pocket, if I'm remembering correctly. And I just think this looks really cute, and it adds more texture to the page and also brings that black thread kind of across the page. So I thought that looked super cute there. I'm just going to glue that down, and that kind of frames my daughter, and it kind of brings your eye over to see my daughter because you have this big fire pit, and then my little bitty kid is right there. So I wanted to make sure you kind of had your eye focused on where she was in the photo. Next, I am looking through, and I wanted to make this into a shaker pocket, so I had some of this leftover page protector. Some of the page protectors I'll cut down. I don't necessarily always use them as a 12 by 12. So in this case, I had some extra, so I thought it'd be perfect to add as a pocket or use for the pocket because I didn't have any other packaging or anything like that. So I'm just gluing the frame and that sticker down, and I'm just going to trim it out. And because it is a pocket page protector, it already has the 2 layers, so I'm going to take that and use that to my advantage, and I'm going to end up putting the sequins in the middle of that plastic there. So I'm just going to pull out some of the sequins I've used already on some of the other pages, and I really like this blue sequence. It's pretty tiny, which is perfect for this little shaker pocket. And then I'm going to use white, and I think I might use black if I'm remembering correctly. I can't quite remember at this moment. Yeah, so I'm going to pull out some of the black as well. So this is just the little bitty ones. And then what I'm going to do is carefully try to glue around the edges of the plastic so it kind of keeps everything in place and you don't have sequins falling all over the place. One thing bad about sequins, static. I can't tell you how annoying it is to have the sequins stick to your fingers. I don't know if you guys have played with sequins before, but that is so super annoying when you can't get it off your finger and it just sticks and you can't get it back in the container. You can't get it where you want it to go, and they just go all over the place. I love sequins, but that is one thing I do not love about it. So I ended up putting some of those red hearts in here as well, and then I'm just going to glue this down. And I used the crystal, no, not crystal accents. What is it called? Glossy accents, because I wanted to have a strong bond, and I didn't think the tacky glue was going to be good enough, so I just used that Tim Holtz or Ranger glue, and it's pretty strong. And then I'm going to add the tape runner to the edges and then glue that down. I think that turned out really cute. There's not a lot of room in that pocket, so the sequins don't move around a ton, but I just really like the look of that, and I think that adds a lot of fun kind of texture, dimension, and things to the page. Here I'm playing with those enamel dots again. or not enamel dots, I'm sorry, they're the kind of like brad stickers. And I'm adding a couple of those around the page. I like the glossiness of them and I like the metal rim they have. So I think they add some fun texture as well. So now I am working on the last bit of this page, pulling out some of the stickers on the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And I think that's going to be pretty much it as I go through those. I kind of ended up cutting the video off a little bit short last time. I didn't realize we were getting to the end and I was just chit-chatting along. So I did want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're enjoying the series, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything I've done, make sure you leave a comment below. And if you want to see anything different or more or anything, just make sure you leave those in the comments below too. And if you haven't already subscribed and you're enjoying this series or you enjoy any pocket scrapbooking or anything like that, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to know about a video that's coming up, make sure you hit the bell. It will notify you that I have a new video. So I'm just going to show you what these look like. I added some stitching down to some of these die cuts again to add some more texture, and I'm going to be wrapping it up with a few more embellishments, and that is pretty much all. So like I said, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye bye.